Welcome to our video lecture. In this lecture, we will talk about types of bug bounty program. There are two different types in bug bounty programs based on their participation. So, two kinds of bug bounty program: public programs and private program. So, let's discuss one by one. Public bug bounty program. A public bug bounty program is one that is open to anyone who wants to participate. This program may restrict some researchers from participating based on the researcher's level and track record. But in general, anyone can participate in a public bug bounty program. This includes the scope, the rules of engagement, as well as the bug bounty guidelines. A public program is accessible with all researchers on the platform, and all bug bounty programs outside the platforms are also considered bug bounty programs. Private bug bounty program. A private bug bounty program is one that is an invite-only program for selected researchers. This is a program that allows only a few researchers to participate, and the researchers are invited based on their skills level. Private programs only select those researchers who are skilled in testing the kinds of applications. These programs provide access only to those researchers that have a strong track record of reporting good vulnerabilities. So, to be invited to good programs, it is required to have a strong and positive record. Okay, there are a few differences between public and private program. In public bug bounty program, anyone can participate, but in private, only selected people like IT security analyzers, employees, and etc. In public, include black hat, white hat hackers. In private, include only white hackers are allowed. Certification or skills are not required for public. Certified and skilled person required for private. Okay, that's all about bug bounty program types. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture. Welcome to our video lecture. In this lecture, we will talk about methodologies of bug bounty hunting. Nowadays, every bug bounty hunter has used different methodologies for hunting vulnerabilities, and it normally varies from security analysis. It takes a while for a researcher to develop their own methodologies and lots of experimentation as well. So, let's understand bug bounty hunting methodologies. First one is analyzing the scope of the program. This is the important scope of the hunting. The scope is the most important aspect of a bug bounty program because it tells you which assets to test, and you don't want to spend time testing out of scope domains. The scope also tells you which are the most recent targets and which are the ones that can be tested to speed up your bounty process. Second one is looking for valid targets. Sometimes the program does not necessarily have the entire infrastructure in its scope, and there are just a number of applications and domains that are in the scope of the program. Valid targets are targets that help you quickly test for vulnerabilities in the scope and reduce time wasting. The next thing, quick overview of targets. That is testing of discovered targets. This methodology usually has done with automated scanning. This basically tells the researcher whether the targets have been tested before or have they been tested a long time ago. It is likely that the application has been tested by researchers before. Next is reviewing all applications. This is a stage where you review all the applications and select the ones based on your skill set. For instance, Google has a number of applications. Some of them are coded in Ruby Rails. Some of them are coded in Python. Fuzzing of errors to expose flaws. Fuzzing is the fastest way to hack an application is to test all of its input parameters. Fuzzing takes place at the input parameters and is a method of iterating different payloads at different parameters to observe responses. When testing for SQL injection vulnerabilities and cross-site scripting vulnerabilities, fuzzing is the most powerful method to learn about errors. It is also used to map an application's backend structure. Next thing is exploiting vulnerabilities. By fuzzing, we identify the vulnerabilities. In other words, vulnerability identification is just one aspect of it. In bug bounty hunting, vulnerabilities have to be exploited constructively to generate strong proof of concepts so that the report is considered in high regard. A well-explained the proof of concepts will accelerate the review process. In conventional penetration tests, vulnerability exploitation is not that important, but in bug bounty hunting, the stronger the proof of concept and the better the reward. Okay, that's it in this video lecture. Thank you for watching. See you in the next lecture. Welcome to our video lecture where we'll talk about how to become a bug bounty hunter. The bug bounty hunter is a reporter who is rewarded for finding out the vulnerabilities in websites and the software. For this type of hunting, no certification or qualification is required to become a bug bounty hunter, but the architecture of the application and the security issues in application should be read thoroughly. Becoming a bug bounty hunter is also not a matter of age, so get that out of the way. To become a bug bounty hunter, this is a crucial aspect to learn about web application technologies and mobile application technologies. These are the things will help you for starting your career like a bug bounty hunter. Usually, if you form a team with a friend, it will help you bounce off ideas and work more closely with them in order to produce better reports and results. Bug bounty hunting is considered to be a desirable skill nowadays, and it is the highest paid skill as well. The bug bounty hunter regularly makes more than a software developer. It is advised to get started with small programs. Instead of finding and hitting large programs, start off with smaller programs and try to find vulnerabilities and bugs. When you are done with several little code and programs, then you may move on to some bigger programs. Nowadays, many books are available online to guide and help you in learning the basics of fundamentals of penetration testing and bug bounty hunting. As bug bounty generally are about to compromise website targets, it is advised to start with website hacking and then move forward. This is essential to focus on the interesting and exciting area of hacking. Then Practice what you have learned in real time. Vulnerable applications and systems are great ways to test your skill set virtual environments. This will also provide you with an estimate of what you are going to contribute to the real world. Getting started with bug reports, you are almost about to start bug bounty hunting. But to start off with bug bounty hunting, you need to learn how the bug bounties work and how to get started with the procedure. This is done in order to assure and maximize the chances of success. Now you are at a beginner level, so I suggest you please don't try to hack the most public and common bugs. If you start off with hacking Microsoft, Google, Facebook and other popular platforms, it is likely that you will end up frustrated because these sites are secure, as they have received and resolved many bug reports. Instead of targeting such sites, try to focus on bounties that go ignored and unnoticed by other hackers and hunters. Learning and networking with others. There are many interesting people and experts to meet at conferences, which creates more opportunities to purchase in this field. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook and so on. Don't expect money-specific reward after reporting the bug. So whenever you report a bug, close the report and start looking for other bugs and vulnerabilities. Develop a mindset of hunting bugs. Keeping yourself up to date. Join Bug Bounty World. Keep reading their blogs, tools, general channels and their conversations about testing and share what you know. These tips will boost you in becoming a bug bounty hunter. Okay, that's it in this video lecture. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.